Hey everybody, Paul here. I've decided, instead of calling these series of videos, what the fuck is he doing in his garage? I'm just gonna call them Paul's Garage. Stole it from Jay Leno, so it's like Jay Leno's garage, except not nearly as cool because, well, it's just not Jay Leno's garage. In any case, you probably remember, I hope you remember, meaning that you've been following some of this, a test that was done a few days ago. The video is here in the same album. A test that was done to show the acceleration sensitivity of a couple of dampers, including this one here. And in the very first test that was run with the Xanthif damper, you may have seen some interesting squiggles in the graph that ended up happening at about 20 hertz. In that range, I think. I didn't calculate it exactly and didn't feed the data in to find out, but that's approximately where it was. And after taking a closer look at the data, I can see that the system was not following the commanded displacement like it should have, and that's something that can happen if you have a resonance in the machine or something flexing. And so we could do some rather expensive finite element analysis on the machine, or we could do what I'll call a poor man's modal analysis and use a cell phone. So I don't know how many of you realize, but there's a 3-axis accelerometer built into all of your iPhones, and there's some neat software that utilizes that software, or I'm sorry, that utilizes that accelerometer. And so I've zip tied my iPhone to the top crossbar of the machine, using, of course, only the finest Thomas & Betts zip ties, and using the wife's iPhone to record this video at 2 in the morning. So I'm going to make that same run, and we're going to see if there's anything funky going on up on this top bar, and if there is, hopefully make some sense out of it and make some repairs, or possibly increase the stiffness, or maybe find out there's no correlation whatsoever. So let's see, I'm going to hit sample on my free software. There we go. Time to hit some more buttons, like that one, and then, oops, better make sure I have the correct file. I don't. That's what happens when you do videos off the cuff. All your fuck-ups are there for everyone to see. Alright, one more try here before the phone shuts off. Last entered, and hit sample again. Let's see what gives here. Shit, I don't think it started soon enough. There we go. Well, we got it in time to see a nasty resonance there on the y-axis. So now that that's done, let's look at the time series, which is an FFT of the raw data, which is the frequency analysis, and see what gives. Come on, let's go. Well, it is free software, right? It would be quicker if I actually paid for it. Oh, sorry, there we go. And we have a pretty nasty resonance at 21.9 hertz, which is exactly where I thought I saw that on the graph. And the blue trace on the 3-axis accelerometer in this mounting position would be lateral. So let's do one more interesting thing. Let's do another recording and just smack this fucker and see if we can excite that same resonance by hand. I've got big hands, this should work. Let's see, is it ready? Come on. By the way, that run cycled the damper through a range from 1 hertz to 50 hertz, and you can see how the thing got crazy and started flopping all over the place at 22 hertz. So that would be a natural undamped resonant frequency of this upper mass. Okay, here we go. So let me give it a good smack. Don't see anything. I still don't see anything. Let me hit sample. This is going to be a long video. Sorry guys, this is what happens when you do this shit off the cuff. It's like live TV, right? You don't know what the fuck's gonna happen. Come on. Oh, it's going now. Ah, there we go. On the y-axis. One more. Yeah, that wasn't too hard to excite that. And if you look closely, you can see what looks like a lightly damped sine wave. I mean, very lightly. There's hardly any friction there to damp that. It goes on for quite a while. And I suspect it's going to show up at exactly the same frequency. Let's see here. According to the cursor, yeah, 21.7. Same damn thing. Pretty easy to excite by hand. Interestingly, the flex and that resonant mode is greater in one direction than the other, meaning in this case laterally rather than longitudinally. So that gives me a bit of a clue in terms of stiffening this thing or building a stiffening structure. We know from looking at this that it's much, I'll say, less rigid laterally than the other direction. So, short story, how to use free software to figure some relatively simple shit out. And that's it. I think that's it for tonight's 2 a.m. episode of Paul's Garage. And by the way, doing these videos is new for me. And the reason that they're so completely off the cuff is that I'm using them as an opportunity to practice doing just that, delivering information off the cuff. So, as all of my Facebook friends have been since day one, you're guinea pigs in part of what started as my social experiment and has now moved into the suspension arena. So you're my guinea pigs. You get to see the worst. Give it a year. I'll be doing a much better job on these. And stay tuned. Bye.